Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Suranandana Braja Janaranjana. Suranandana Braja Janaranjana. Jamunatira Vanachari. Jamunatira Vanachari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Jasuranandana Braja Janaranjana. Suranandana Braja Janaranjana. Jasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Jamunatira Vanachari. Jamunatira Vanachari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Sri Radha Madhava ki, Sri Radha Giridhari ki, srimadbhagavatam ki, Gaura Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parvaraj Gajaja Shuddha Shri Shri Maharaj Divine Grace of Charan Aravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Shri Prabhu Bhari ki Jai Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai Samveda Bhakti Muni ki Jai Gaura Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories, Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Now, if you bring me a book, I'll be able to read the purport. Otherwise, I can do the verse and someone else could read the purport from their device. This is another volume of the Bhagavatam. It's your call. this here. So, reading from the srimadbhagavatam, 4th canto, hot off the press. Chapter 3. Storyline here. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. This is 4th canto, 3rd chapter, text 12. Yes. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jamudiriyat Prabhu Ki Jai. Huh? Pasya prayantir abhavanya yoshito pi alankrita kanta sakha varuttasaha ya sambrajadbhi shita kanta mandita Nabo vimanai kalahamsa bandubhi Basya prayantir abhavanya yoshito Pialankrita kanta sakha varuttasaha Ya sambrajadbhir shitakanta manditam Nabo vimanai kalahamsa pandubhi Pasya prayantir abhavanya yoshito Pe alankrita kanta sakha varuttasaha Ya sambrajadbhir shitakanta mandita Nabo vimanai kalahamsa pandubhi. Please chant. Anyone else? No?
Pasya prayantir abhavanya yoshito
Pasya prayantir abhavanya yoshito
Yalankrita kanta sakha varusata Yasam vrajabir siddhikanta manditam Nabho vimanay kalahangsa pandubihi
Okay, synonyms. Pasya, just see. Payantihi, going. Abhava, oh never born. Anya yoshitaha, other women. Api, certainly. Alankritaha, ornamented. Kanta sakhaha, with their husbands and friends. Varutashaha, in large numbers. Yasam, of them. Brajadibihi, flying. Chitikanta, O blue-throated one. Manditam, decorated. Nabaha, the sky. Vimanai, with airplanes. Kalahamsa, swans. Pandubihi, white. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. O never born, O blue-throated one, not only my relatives but also other women, dressed in nice clothes and decorated with ornaments, are going there with their husbands and friends. Just see how their flocks of white airplanes have made the entire sky very beautiful. Please repeat. O never born, O blue-throated one. Not only my relatives, but other women dressed in nice clothes and decorated with ornaments are going there with their husbands and friends. Just see how their flocks of white airplanes have made the entire sky very beautiful. Purport. Here Lord Shiva is addressed as Abhava, which means one who is never born. Although generally he is known as Bhava, one who is born. Rudra, Lord Shiva, is actually born from between the eyes of Brahma, who is called Swayambhu, because he is not born of any human being or material creature, but is born directly from the lotus flower which grows from the abdomen of Vishnu. When Lord Shiva is addressed here as Abhava, this may be taken to mean one who has never felt material miseries. Sati wanted to impress upon her husband that even though those who were not related to her father were also going, to say nothing of herself, who was intimately related with him. Lord Shiva is addressed here as blue-throated. Lord Shiva drank an ocean of poison and kept it in his throat, not swallowing it or allowing it to go down to his stomach, and thus his throat became blue. Since then, he has been known as Nilakanta, or blue-throated. The reason that Lord Shiva drank an ocean of poison was for others' benefit. When the ocean was churned by the demigods and the demons, the churning at first produced poison, so because a poisonous ocean might have affected others who were not so advanced, Lord Shiva drank all the ocean water. In other words, he could drink such a great amount of poison for others' benefit, and now, since his wife was personally requesting him to go to her father's house, even if he did not wish to give that permission, he should do so out of his great kindness. Om Agyanti Mirandasya Gananjana Salakaya Chaksulinminitam Dena Taismai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sri Gaur Bhakti Varinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Vanchakapadurubhashya kripa sindhu bevacha patidanam bhavani bhavaishnavi namo namaha. So I have your permission and blessings to try to say a few words. Thank you. Okay. So the first part we're going to discuss here is the use of names. As you can see here, actually it's a Vedic custom that a wife never addresses her husband by his name. And also we see that many different names are given to people according to for different reasons, relationships and so on. And Sanskrit in that culture is a very subtle etiquette is there. For different reasons, different names will be used for people. Just like in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is addressed by Krishna at different times, just like Bharatarshava, Partha. Prabhu says in one purport, because Arjuna in the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita was weak-hearted, and so Krishna wanted to remind him of his lineage. Instead of just saying Arjuna, he said, "Oh, good descendant, glorious descendant of the Bharata race, or the Partha, Partha, son of Pritha and so on," to bring that to his consciousness. Just like I could say, "Oh, Bhakta Zak," or I could say, "Oh, best of the brahmacharis. Oh, best of the Tulsi pujaris. Where were the leaves this morning?" So I wouldn't say Bhakta Zak, I would say, "Oh, best of the Tulsi pujaris. Where were the leaves?" Right? So it's better to use a term like that. It's subtle. It's like that. "Oh, best of the Tulsi pujaris, where were the leaves?" So that is there, and it's that should be used like that, and it is used like that. Just like Prahlad Maharaj didn't call his Hiranyakasipu Pop. "Hey, Dad," right? What did he call him? "Oh, best of the demons." "Oh, best of the demons." It's actually a glorification. And he took it like that. I'm not just an ordinary demon, I'm the best of the demons, right? I'm the best of the demons. That's kind of nice. But there wasn't, it's not that affectionate of a name to call your father best of the demons. But it was appropriate under the circumstances. Very, very appropriate under the circumstances. And of course, Hiranyakasipu turned around and called Prahlad a few nasty names too, right? Like greatest enemy of the dynasty and this and that and so many different things. Traitor, like that. So some names are there for a reason. Bring out certain different relationships and so on. So Sati is also using that in this particular instance. First, this abhava, which sometimes is referred to as one who hasn't never been born, and also which means also it can be taken, it's described here as one who has never experienced material miseries. So I guess you have to take birth in the material body to experience material miseries, right? So Lord Shiva, being a very, very exalted personality on the transcendental platform, he's not experiencing material miseries. So at first he's glorifying him in that way also. But the predominant one referred to in the purport here is this Shitikanta or Nilakanta, blue-throated one. And we'll read a little bit about that right now and then bring it back to an interesting how Sati is trying to use that as some leverage, right? There's the dealings between husband and wife, friends, family members, especially family members, because of the, what is the word I'm trying to use? Not casual, but familiarity. The familiarity in a relationship sometimes is always this back and forth, and you can say manipulation if you like, but it's always there. One feels that one can manipulate someone who's you're very familiar with. But, hey, Prabhu, you know that extra samosa you have? Come on. And I wouldn't go up to a stranger or someone at the Sunday feast and say, "Hey, that samosa, can I have that?" But if someone I know, Prabhu, like that. Right. So in the srimadbhagavatam, in the 8th canto, there's a whole description of this churning of the ocean of milk to get some nectar for the demigods, so they'll become invincible and regain the heavenly planets. And I won't tell the whole story because that's not important at this particular time. But getting right down to the point where the demigods, the churning was there, and the demigods, all of a sudden this poison started coming out. They thought there was going to be nectar. And all of a sudden everything turns to poison. Oh no, what to do? Right? Crisis, crisis, crisis. So they approached Lord Shiva and glorified him thoroughly, and then they asked him if he could please take care of all of this, what's it called, hala hala, this poison, like that. So, Lord Shiva, he agreed to it. He agreed to it. So let me just read some here. Lord Shiva said, "My dear Bhavani, just see how all these living entities have been placed in danger because of the ocean, of the poison produced from the churning of the ocean of milk. It is my duty to give protection and safety to all living entities struggling for existence. Certainly it is the duty of the Master to protect his suffering dependents. People in general, being bewildered by the illusory energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are always engaged in animosity toward one another." That's what was going on there, the demons and the demigods. Animosity. Right? They were even fighting over who was going to have the head and tail of Vasuki. You know that? First they lined everyone up, and the demigods got the head, and the demons got the tail. And they go, "Wait a second. How come you guys always get the head, we get tails? Can we switch?" Lord Vishnu said, "Go ahead, switch." Not knowing it was actually a trick. So then the demons go, so they grabbed the head of Vasuki, and the demigods got the tail. And all of a sudden when they started the churning, what happened? Vasuki started spitting up all kinds of fire and smoke, and right? And coughing it all over them. So they all got like that. Anyways, so the animosity is there, like that. But devotees, even at the risk of their own temporary lives, try to save them. My dear gentle wife, Bhavani, when one performs benevolent activities for others, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, is very pleased. And when the Lord is pleased, I am also pleased, along with all other living creatures. Therefore, let me drink this poison, for all the living entities may thus become happy because of me. Sukadeva Goswami continued after informing Bhavani in this way. Lord Shiva began to drink the poison, and Bhavani, who knew perfectly well the capabilities of Lord Shiva, gave him permission to do so. Thereafter, Lord Shiva, who is dedicated to auspicious, benevolent work for humanity, compassionately took the whole quantity of poison in his palm and drank it. Prabhupada says in the purport here, although there was such a great quantity of poison that it spread all over the universe, Lord Shiva had such great power that he reduced the poison to a small quantity so that he could hold it in his palm. One should not try to imitate Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva can do whatever he likes, but those who try to imitate Lord Shiva by smoking ganja and other poisonous things will certainly be killed because of such activities. Well, it says here, who try to imitate Lord Shiva. That's probably the worst part of it. You think you're like Lord Shiva, right? As in defamation, the poison born from the ocean of milk manifested its potency by marking Lord Shiva's neck with a blue line. That line, however, is now accepted as an ornament of the Lord. Okay, this is a very important, nice verse that's quoted many times, and there's a purport here we'll read. It is said that great personalities almost always accept voluntary suffering because of the suffering of people in general. This is considered the highest method of worshiping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is present in everyone's heart. Such a wonderful verse, isn't that such a wonderful verse? You want me to read it again?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. It is said that great personalities, that's sadhava, saintly persons, great personalities almost always accept voluntary suffering because of the suffering of people in general. This is considered the highest method of worshiping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Parama Aradhanam, who is present in everyone's heart. Purport. Here is an explanation of how those engaged in activities for the welfare of others are very quickly recognized by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, one who preaches the message of Bhagavad Gita to my devotees is most dear to me. No one can excel him by in satisfying me by worship. There are different kinds of welfare activities in the material world, but the supreme welfare activity is the spreading of Krishna consciousness. Other welfare activities cannot be effective, for the laws of nature and the laws of results of karma cannot be checked. It is by destiny or by the laws of karma that one must suffer or enjoy. For instance, if one is given a court order, he must accept it whether it brings suffering or profit. Similarly, everyone is under the obligations to karma and its reactions. No one can change this. Therefore, the Shastras say, one should endeavor for that which is not obtained by wandering up and down the universe as a result of the reactions of karma. What is that? One should endeavor to become Krishna conscious. If one tries to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world, he should be understood to be performing the best welfare activity. The Lord is automatically very pleased with him. If the Lord is pleased with him, what is left for him to achieve? If one has been recognized by the Lord, even if he does not ask the Lord for anything, the Lord, who is within everyone, supplies him whatever he wants. So that's also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna himself says he comes to mitigate the suffering of humanity. That's the yada yada hi dharmasya verse in Paritanana Sarunam. All the Shastras conclude, therefore, that spreading the Krishna conscious movement is the best welfare activity in the world because of the ultimate benefit this bestows upon people in general. The Lord very quickly recognizes such service performed by a devotee. Next verse. Upon hearing of this act, everyone, including Bhavani, the daughter of Maharaj Daksha, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and the people in general, very highly praised this deed performed by Lord Shiva, who is worshipped by the demigods and who bestows the benedictions upon people. And the last verse of this chapter is interesting. It says that scorpions, cobras, poisonous drugs, and other animals whose bites are poisonous took the opportunity to drink whatever little poison had fallen and scattered from Lord Shiva's hand while he was drinking. So it says here in the purport, mosquitoes, jackals, dogs, and other varieties of dandashuka, or animals whose bites are poisonous, drank the poison of the Samudra Mantana, the churned ocean, since it was available after it fell from the palms of Lord Shiva. So that's where they got their poison from. So here, this is the act that's being referred to by Sati. Lord Shiva is so kind that he drank a whole ocean of poison to save the whole universe. What have you done for the universe today? Right? What have we done for the universe today? And what facility do we have? Could we save the whole universe? Lord Shiva saved the universe. You can make a t-shirt. Lord Shiva, he saved the universe. You probably sell a ton of them, right? Right? He drank that ocean of poison. So benevolent. Like that, so kind and benevolent. And it's interesting here that she is using that as a leverage. Just as you're so kind and benevolent, you save the whole universe. Couldn't we kind of go to this thing at my father's house? Put that aside. It's quite an interesting balance there, which she's trying to, juxtapose. But the main point here for us to meditate is Lord Shiva's kindness and mercy, and understanding that that's a symptom of a good soul. The good soul is one who has compassion for the suffering living entities in this material world. And it's such a rare soul also. And also understanding what real compassion is. What real compassion is. Sometimes people will they criticize ISKCON because we don't have a whole bunch of hospitals and this, that, and the mundane welfare. Was that the New York interview? I think it was maybe a New York interview. The reporter's asking Prabhupada over and over again, but what do you do? What do your members actually do, And Prabhupada kept explaining to him that the real welfare work is actually to make people Krishna conscious, get them out of the material world. How many hospitals do you want to open? Right? How many of the hospitals and welfare programs? And also, as we're reading in this purport, what's the cause of all this suffering in the first place? Ignorance. People are ignorant, doing all kinds of foolish, sinful, materialistic activities, and then they get their suffering. And then they suffer. So wouldn't it be better to educate people in the first place, and then relieve themselves of the suffering for good? So those who are engaged in the welfare work of spreading Krishna consciousness, giving people Krishna, they're the greatest welfare workers in the world. Whether or not that may be recognized, because in a company of, Preacher keeps using in these lectures, he says a ship of fools. I don't know where that's taken from. Is that from a Shakespeare? A ship of fools. He keeps saying the material world is a ship of fools. It must be an expression in English literature. A ship of fools. That's the material world. We're a ship of fools. That's what the material world is. So how will you fit in, right? You got to be a fool also. If you're on a ship of fools, you might as well be a fool also. And if you start saying something intelligent, you'll be considered unwelcome. You'd be considered the fool, right? Yes. So that's an unfortunate situation. But what also we're hearing is that this is what's most pleasing to the Lord, and the Lord reciprocates with His devotees when they engage in the welfare work of giving other people Krishna consciousness. One feels the reciprocation from the Lord. One becomes very, very dear to the Lord. So it's not that one is just hoping his hope, floating around, thinking, just tolerating the condemnation of materialistic society. No, one feels great strength and encouragement and bliss from being recognized by the Lord as a dearmost servant. Not that one wants anything, and Prabhupada said in this purport that such a devotee, Krishna will give him whatever he wants. But what does the devotee want? He just wants more facility for spreading Krishna consciousness. That's all the devotee wants. He's so satisfied and happy. That's why Lord Shiva, he's very, very happy, very, very satisfied. That was brought up, and that's why he didn't buy his wife ornaments. That's why he's just like sitting under a tree. He's just happy being Krishna conscious. And all this big arrangement that we were discussing in the class I gave the other day. What is the Sanskrit word for woman? Yes, Damodar. Straight, yeah. Which means one who expands, right? So, but Lord Shiva really wasn't into expanding. Maybe Sati said, hey, maybe we could do a little something over here. We can do a little something right here, decorate the tree, right? It's usually when the woman comes, it's like, yeah, put a little something over here. We need one of these. We need one of those, and right? But just not. He was just completely happy and satisfied. Completely happy, just peaceful in Krishna consciousness. Didn't really. Okay, ship of fools. There it is. Okay. So the ship of fools. Okay. So in recapping about using names, so when you address another person, you can think about the proper title that's most appropriate for the situation. Right? That's there. And then also about Lord Shiva being this Shitakanta or Nila. Nila means blue. The blue stripe there. Maybe. Okay. So, and how kind and merciful. And automatic, without any hesitation. See, Lord Shiva had no hesitation. He said, I got to think about this. This whole ocean. I don't know. Yeah, I think of back and forth, mental. You get all mental about this and like that. But immediately he knew. Immediately he knew. It wasn't on the mental platform. You know, actually, Preeta, as a class lesson I was listening to, he was talking about people committing suicide. And you know why they stand up on that ledge or on that bridge for a long time before they jump or don't jump? Yeah, their mind, the mental platform. Should I jump? Should I not jump? Should I jump? Should I not jump? And the intelligence says, don't jump. And the mind says, go ahead, jump. And the intelligence says, don't jump. And they go back and forth. They can't figure it out, right? So he told one story that his father was in New York, right? And the highway backed up for miles, because someone on some building or bridge wanted to jump. So what did the New Yorkers do? They all gathered around and said, jump, jump, jump. And he jumped.
It happened down here downtown SanDiego. Somebody said, throw your wallet. Another guy said, how about your car key?
Yeah, and they jumped. In other words, you get him off the you immediately encourage the mind, and he jumps like that. And then he said he met a doctor who in Germany was with those helicopters that immediately go there and save someone if they have a heart attack or this or that or whatever. And he was talking about one instance where a man was on the top of a building who was going to jump, and the doctor saved his life. And he said, well, what do you tell people in a situation like that? He said, you tell them, I'll give you 3 seconds to make up your mind, either jump or come with me. And the person came with him. Because he didn't give him any time to get mental. So I'll give you 3 seconds. Either jump or come with me. So it shook him out of the mental platform, and he said, okay, I'll come with you. And saved his life. So that's what you do. But if you just open it up, the mind, this way, that way, this. So. I made a mistake. Yes. Yeah.
The guy said that there was an Indian, but the guy survived and only needed for his 1 or 2 got smashed every bone in his body. He said, the moment I stepped off into the air, I realized that all of my bad decisions were remediable, except for my last one. Everything else you could fix, except the decision to step off and gravity's going to take it.
So those are some instances of how bad the mental platform is. But Lord Shiva wasn't mental at all, because he's always fixed in his service to the Lord. That's one thing about devotees, that Ekeha Kuru Nandana verse. We're fixed instead of Bahusaka, many branched. Devotees always fixed in his service, always fixed in always trying to deliver the fallen souls in whatever service he may have. So it's just you ask, oh yes, let's do it. He's not mental about it at all. Like that. So these are different points in this verse, and we should end here. It's 8:30. Are there any questions or comments? Yes, Prabhu. Right. Yes. Yes, Prabhu.
I'm just wondering why Lord Shiva decided to drink the poison from the ocean. Why didn't he just burn the poison or just bury the poison in the ground something? Right?
You want to give him some advice?
He was completely aware of the fact that that poison was insignificant to him. It just says he was able to take a whole ocean of poison, shrink it down to what's in his palm. Done. Mahadev. Why do you think he's called Mahadev instead of Chotidev? He's Mahadev. He's so powerful. That's the point. He's so powerful he can take a whole ocean of poison, palm of his hand, no problem. But not as powerful as him. Yeah, a little something. It's kind of like a little reminder, everyone, a token, and also let everyone know. It's considered in here it said, auspicious ornament on it. In other words, what a compassionate soul. That's a reminder to everyone how compassionate and how powerful he is. There's a little blue streak there. And, oh yes, remember that pastime? He's so merciful. He's so powerful. He can take an ocean of poison, and just like that, gone. Instead of, I got to bury it somewhere, like a nuclear, they have these sites where they try to bury everything under the ground. It's got a million year half-life, and what are we going to do? All the metal containers are disintegrating, and all of a sudden the whole groundwater is going to be radioactive. No, just drink like that. Yeah. Yeah, there's a... Yes. Speaking of...
Why did Krishna lift go over downhill? Why didn't he get a tractor and put up a tent somewhere?
It's like these sci-fi movies where, something like that's happening. All the scientists have to figure out how to neutralize all this poison, or where to bury it, or blow it up, right? Yeah, just like that. Gone. Bas. No, just like say there's a whole 4 gallons of sweet rice left over in the walk-in. What to do? Bhakti Zach goes in and just drinks the whole thing. Not a problem.
We have interest.
So great personality, can just take care of it, no problem. Oh, okay, extra burritos. Okay, let's. Okay, I'm just thinking a great, or just like Madhvacharya. How many bananas could he eat in one sitting? Remember that? Thousands of. Okay, but still. Yeah, the whole storeroom of Supreme Personality of God. Just keep coming, just keep eating. So these are great divine personalities. They don't have to have some little remedy that we would come up with in our level of existence as tiny human beings. So we should end here. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Yes, and so did. Yeah, just neutralize it there.